What's going on, YouTube? Time for a recap. Welcome to the show where I show you how to predict things in the market, and I'll show you a few little things and how I did it. So upcoming, my chat knew I said short after 10:30, 11 a.m. Central, target 100 EMA. We also had another target down here for our QQQ trade for only my premium chat. We had a beautiful outlook on SPY. It was over under yesterday's close. Anything above 597.82 we said would come up to 600.5, which was the magnet call, or back down to 595.50. That's it. So on the last video, oh, here's an awesome picture of the chat. Everybody knew what was going on in the Discord today. We killed it. Let's get into it. So as I hopped into, let's get back onto this here, our YouTube breakdown last time, I gave you guys this outlook and I said one or the other will happen. We will magnet to one of these golden pockets, and I gave you the two instances right here. If we are above 599.44, we will be heading to 605.50 territory for funsies. If we are under that and we fail the gap, right? We wanted to chase the gap for the long. If we failed it, we'd be coming back down to 599.51. So we used yesterday's close right here on that daily chart to tackle this trade day, right? There's a lot of reasons we did that. I can't give them out here, but let's get into that day trade. So as you see in here, I got a couple different trade plans here. We're going to go over the Q stuff and a bunch of other things here. So we had an over under for yesterday's close, as you just seen in the picture there. We'll delete this giant guy. So anything on the SPY above yesterday's close, we're going to move to the gap and then to the fibs that were untagged that we talked about. It should be on one of these. You'd like to think, right? This is my MO on YouTube. I'm really good at making you guys watch me go through every single one of these things, right? Lesson one, no. Fib stuff. Well, I could use this one. That's fine. Regardless, we'll keep it on that. Over under was 599.44. So once we were over yesterday's close, we were looking at through that weekly and to press up into the territory. If we close above 601, it is bullish to the next leg up, 605, 606. Okay, that was the call on SPY last YouTube video. QQQ. For the premium chat, this is the one I told everybody to focus on, and I gave you guys absolute targets before I left, posted them in the chat. Let's take a look at how they went. So I said, do not short anything until after 10:30, 11 on the day. Now, I also said 100 EMA was that first target I gave to the freebie on Twitter, but I also gave my premium chat short target after 5-minute 10 SMA becomes resistance after, which I totally spelled after correct there, 10:30, 11. So let's take a peek at it. So I said after 10:30, 11 Central. Where do we see that here? Here's 11. Here's 10:30. After this, perfect consolidation drop. How do we know? Well, algos are crazy. They can be timed. So the 5-minute chart was the second piece of the pie, and I wrote this on the screen, posted in the chat for everybody, and I said the short target is right here, this big teal mother trucker, and I said short when you only come into this and only when you tag the no tag GP. It is very important to algorithms. Your first tag is where you're activating trades, okay? So we said we would come up here, and I told the chat exactly. I said, I don't know if we're going to come up to the top 50 or just the 61.8, but pay attention to 10:30, 11, and pay attention to what? The 10 SMA on the 5-minute becomes resistance. I literally spelt it out for you at 9:55 a.m. before we got out. We made all the zones. And I told you what was coming after 10:30, 11. It comes into the deep consolidation of weakness. 10:30, 11 rolls around and slammo. We nail it, right? So if you watch the rejection, we got under the 10. You had a couple different areas of short. We drew this fancy red candle like always. So from the GP down to the teal zone that I called for the short, 2.73. That is over 100 plus points on NQ. And if you're an NQ trader or future trader, you know that is a good amount of money. So as we came down to that short, I just wanted to go hit that short, and then you could have did whatever it wanted after that. VWAP backtest does not matter to me. After hours, just kicking in here, 303. The market has just closed a few minutes ago. Earnings are going to start taking this thing down. And I am still 100% short biased on the market as we pop in. So this was the last day trade. I prettied up for the chat. Of course, I had an over-under drawn here. Oh, I didn't cover that. But in the early morning, I told chat, yeah, if we're either going to go under the weekly, we're going to come back down to this golden box right here, or we'll stay above it. And that's why we mark purples in my premium chat for over-unders. And when you've seen the perfect penny tag on the over under, you're going to have to assume she's going to have an upside chance, right? So it did. These are in the way. These aren't actually real targets that we had. So over under hit, and I drew this green, and I said we're going to go long to right here, to the gap fill, right? So if you're looking at the daily chart, 521 was that gap fill right here on the daily. So we wanted to go long here to here. Now, didn't know what was going to happen after that, but we let it rip. We decided not to trade much on the big rip up. I did trade a couple little back tests of the first tag shorts that you see here. Those were all right, but I did 2 different trades at the top. So the top short call you see on the screen, we did that one, but I also posted this one for the friends here, and I said, as long as we're above 523.34, this is the next algo range, we're going to hold that as support, and we're going to move to exactly where the green box shows you right here, and that's where you start looking for the short. So we called it long from weekly right here to the 525.11. This is a first tag golden pocket. I care about nothing else in Fibonacci land besides my golden pockets. So as we come into that, it back tested VWAP, and that was it. It was a really clean day, boys and girls. It was really good. It was a little slow, but she was good. So last but not least, I just want to show you what it looks like on NQ real quick here. For that 100 EMA. So I had a target right here, 21,694.60. That's the golden fib after this GP. So again, this was the tippity top where I told my chat to pay attention to QQQ. I do tell them to pay attention to QQQ while the market's open, a lot different than the NQ, but my target on NQ also hit to the penny, which was pretty cool. So with that being said, that's the whole recap. It's a short and quick one. I just wanted to jump on here and show you what we are capable here at Boiler Room Trading. If you want to join the Discord, you want to watch me do this live, you want to come and see me yell at my chat nonstop for 10 minutes before I get off stream, and I tell them exactly what to at least look for. We don't predict the future here, but we have a good idea what algos do here. So after that big old wash ski, and then we coming back to that upside, I am still to the downside. If you want to trade with us live, the link's in the description. If not, we'll love to see you on the next YouTube video. Take care. Trade safe.